Okay, so I'm gonna use that better result. So at the first, when there was only like spider's web in the darkness and Maiden being entrapped into this.
Actually, before you continue, I would actually like to do something I rarely do because I forget I have this ability. As an Inquisitor, Xanthus... No, something else. As an Inquisitor, Xanthus has something called the Indomitable Will of the Inquisition, where once per session I can have him critically succeed on a willpower roll. And I would like to use that now for the 0.7 to basically make it somewhere like 9-10 degrees success, something.
That's absolutely fine and cool. So instead of like spiderweb, there's still spider, but the dream starts expanding onto it and like building more things, because those dreams like repeated a few times over the course of 5 years, and basically I'm just gonna say the end result, and that it started building up, and it builds up to what at first I think like something like city, and then you can just give me +10 Forbidden Lore Xenos, because at some point it will just, with proper skill, it will be kinda easy to figure what the dream says to you, where she is exactly.
Alright. Give me one good second here. You said +10 Forbidden Lore Xenos.
Yes. Actually, you know, with 5 years, make that plus.
Alright, thank you. +20, plus intelligence, plus conditioned intellect. But that's Ordo Xenos.
Okay.
It's the same number.
No, it is. Never mind. Then it's still fine. Okay. So after waking up, one of the dreams realized shit, because it hits you. If those dreams show you the truth, then one of the maidens, and then it also hits you. Realize the analogy of the. Oh, actually, the last dream, you see her in a like vault combined with prison cell combined with like a guest room where the maiden is shackled, like, and basically you see like she gets small like cut wounds by a humanoid being that's shrouded in darkness that then gets revealed, and those wounds and basically that shrouded creature suddenly reveals itself, or rather the dream becomes clearer, and it's a dark. And then as the vision in the dream zooms out, you realize that one of the maidens is in a vault as a most prized possession on one of the Dark Eldar in Comora.
So the spiderweb dream. So this is spiderweb dream, and it's referring to Comorag.
Yeah, how do you pronounce that?
Comora.
Yeah.
The G isn't pronounced, so it's just Comora.
Comora. Okay. So that was the first one. The second one.
Oh, shit. So let's see here. Was that the Spiderweb Princess or the...
Spiderweb Princess, yes.
Okay, cool.
Spiderweb Princess. Well, I prefer to call them maidens, kind of ripping off from Ruby, which I...
Sorry, I started thinking of Adventure Time out of nowhere, and that's where it came from.
Let's go. And the second dream, it expands on this Man of Iron guy, Civic Animus, and each time you dream, like he looks slightly different. Like it's still obviously like for the first few times he still looks obviously robotic. The same scene plays out, but like he changes a little bit. Like one time, his outfit looks like he has something resembling outfit in the first place, and some sort of like not necklace, scarf. Not exactly scarf, but I just don't know the proper word for it. But I'm thinking. And like his way of speaking, which still like was kind of like through synthesizer, like kind of slightly robotic, was very flamboyant, like super. It seemed like basically he was switching between like training with different personalities. But the maiden itself like was still fine. But then those dreams started expanding. You started seeing more of his very elaborate underground complex, and you can actually give me awareness, which, considering you rolled good on, will probably be +10. And if you have heightened senses sight, then that's additional. That also.
Yay.
Okay. So one of the things you would notice, like for example, in one of the other rooms / vaults / prison cells, you would see a figure that resembles a Necron, with like around the like from the waist below, like he's mostly like gone, and there are like 3 wires and like dangling around, but still like upper part is mostly intact. And it's because of the dream, it's impossible to tell if he's active or not, or if he could be. Yeah, but not giving you any more rolls to see if you can figure out if it's a mook or not. As for anything else, you know what? Especially towards the end of the time scheme as the time progresses, you can give me a logic. Because you would start
Just him?
For Xanthus only in his dreams. Because maybe you would start noticing that maybe some stuff is not there or disappearing, or in what state that his base both is.
Okay.
That would be challenging roll. Alright, so going by the assumption that those dreams are more or less around the present time, they don't show like years in the past and they don't show years in the future, you get the feeling that he is, this is not his only base, because a lot of the stuff is like moving. Like he, maybe for security, this basically looks like he still treats this as his base of operations, but he used the tactics of some military commanders to move out necessary and important stuff somewhere else, just in case. And I don't know, you probably would get something more from this dream, but I don't have an idea for improvisation right now, so maybe if you are interested in something specific, if you have any question, like if you've seen something in the dream, go ahead.
So, do I see the maiden herself again?
Yeah.
Where is she?
She's in a kind of like, did you like large, nicely decorated and furnished cell?
Yeah.
That has like power fields as a glass, or like reinforced glass. You know, kind of like Loki in while he was in the prison in.
Oh yeah.
But mostly like in Asgard, because the stuff that you see is pretty high tech, like really high tech. Obviously heretical as fuck, but I mean, if Sigmund saw of that, he would like his potential call would overload from the amount of.
Sigmund just kind of self-destructs from too much heresy.
Yes.
Do I see the Silica Animus guarding her again?
Not
that's what
really
it
guarding, but like visiting her. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Oh, I mean, speaking of guards and like general assets, you obviously give me tech use or other skill relevant to figuring out like what this technology could.
Okay, let's get technical.
Let's get technical. Technical.
There's tech use. Tech.
Okay.
Anything else? I have this techie in here.
So you get that he has quite a lot of automated defenses.
KO tech.
That's only for Santis, because that's in his dream what he sees. So you see a lot of automated defenses like turrets, not servitors but like actual turrets, but you also see few times several robotic drones of varying sizes and weaponry. But they all look pretty deadly and badass.
Charming. I see the actual Silica Animus. Does he look any different?
Yeah, as I said, like over the course of the dreams, like he's at the first like only his like outfit general like looks slightly changed, and then like his forms started to change. Instead of like big bulky, you know, super spooky scary with tentacles he started moving towards like more humanoid sizes, kinda like, you know, ACU Commander from Supreme Commander. That sort of way. And
Does he look like he's been giving himself Necron tech?
I'm gonna say it's not possible to tell by looking at him. You can make that assumption considering he has a Necron captive, so he probably has access to their data banks and the theoretics of their technology. But I'm not gonna answer outright. You can make that assumption.
I can't do some sort of check to try to recognize Necron technology. Integration, I guess.
I mean, you already did some checks and I'm using them. I'm just saying that.
Fair enough.
In the dream that's not really possible to say if he looks like that. You can make that assumption, but I'm not giving clear answer.
Oh, well.
It would be logical to think that, you know, having Necron, he might use Necron tech. But yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, you probably also see something about like rooms with some strange devices, which I'm gonna use your like forbidden or chaotic that, or like tech use that would look suspiciously similar to not pylons, the stuff that Necrons use to fuck with warp and chaos in general. The devices to like screw with this.
So we know that.
Pylons, yeah.
So we know that wherever this dude is, he's not only holding this woman captive, but he also has a Necron. I wonder if this dude is in any way related to that one Necron Lord who collects all the stuff.
You don't mean Sharek, yeah?
What is his name? It's
Because Sharek the Silent King is basically Silent Hill. Silent King is the main Necron that's going around waking up Tomb Worlds. Because he knows that Tyrannids are coming.
no, it's this. There's this one Necron Lord who basically all he does is collects things and puts them into into things like what this guy's doing.
Trazen.
Is he?
Sigmund linked him.
Is that it?
That's not
Tracy? Tracy? Oh, it's not him. Darn, that would have been pretty interesting.
It would be, but I don't know. I just don't see that a Necron Lord of his magnitude got captured by a Man of Iron.
Oh no, what I was saying was his Men of Iron somehow connected to him?
Not answering that because I still didn't figure that out. I don't know. I didn't think about it before, so that's a new question for me. I will sleep on it, I guess. Yeah,
Alright.
would you hear new dialogue from him? Yeah, this maiden, the maiden that's called by Man of Iron, I think I already mentioned, and this is like confirmed that it is pretty sure that at least from her looks, she looks like a Eldar human hybrid, like half human, half Eldar.
Oh, interesting. Speaking of,
And
what is
I cannot really think about dialogue. Maybe someone understand that. Well, if you can help me, I might set you free. And she's like, she never set me free. I mean, you have some nice powers, and it would be nice. Oh, probably the last thing that would be in a dream. Last thing that. I mean, really, if you find a way to use your powers to make me. No, wait. He would start. Men of Iron were banished from Imperium for a reason. Probably, I guess. So that's the decree. But nobody ever said anything about Men of Silver, was it? Or Bronze? And Men of Gold especially. Really, you still have time. Figure out your powers. You can both help each other. And she like shakes her head and just like dream gone. And yes, I'm thinking that he would be smart enough to figure it out that there might be a loophole to use.
interesting?
And as far as I'm aware, something like Men of Gold existed, but there are not much information about them. They're like legend. But there are fun theories that, yeah, Men of Iron were AIs and like robot labor force. Men of something below them, something else, and Men of Gold above them were like this super augmented synthetic humans, I think. Something along those lines.
The different metallics essentially corresponded to different levels of AI. So the Men of Iron, they tended to be like soldiers, and they were simple AI. So it's actually a lot of, if you've ever seen the Halo series and their use of Ancilla and the different levels of Ancilla, that's a pretty good corollary, because I think that they might have lifted from that a little bit. But essentially, yes. So Iron's sort of at the bottom with least useful. And then it was the other rankings, from brass, silver, gold.
Halo, I only know that their AIs have this rampancy thing going on with them.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's with the dreams. And now I'm getting tired.
So we know that maiden is half Eldar. Oh, what about the maiden in Kamara? Is she Eldar, Dark Eldar? Not Dark Eldar. Eldar, half Eldar.
No, that one I think I said first time, and I hope I'm not switching that one looked human.
Right. And can I ask one more question before you go pass out?
Yeah.
What's going on with the Tau, specifically Farsight?
I
When
speak
that
Tau.
actually matters.
Yeah, towards the end, that might be also one of the things that you'll be able to pursue after the time skip finishes.
I speak Tau, and we can go through the Coronos Expanse to get to the Jericho Reach, which is really close to Farsight.
Well, okay then.
Is it?
Well,
I cannot figure out where the fuck Jericho Reach is.
Jericho is in the southern portion of the Ultimate Mountain. It's the opposite end of the galaxy from Calixus.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, you would get a message from probably one of the days on like remote location. Farisa, Lord Caden, and you, Xantis, or probably like one or two more guys if you want to bring with them. You meet up, you discuss, and long story short, she basically after all this time managed to like scout out if Farsight would be interested in even meeting you and not shooting you on sight. And never mind, fuck those rolls. And he is not exactly keen on that alliance, but he will meet you on a neutral, like not neutral ground. He allows for a meeting for this alliance of sorts, but his not reasons, demands is that it happens on his home turf, so one of the Farsight enclaves, and that there will be a limited amount of people coming. It would be possible for entire cadre to go, but he will really not like if you would bring more people. Only the most essential people to this alliance thingy. Yeah.
Well, I have no reason to disagree. Aside from the obvious one.
We'll do something later. And to set things up for, because I mentioned something that, just to finish the matter with Set and Dominate. The scene is back on Ohm's world with Governor Gabriel Derwan, that alongside few other governors that are meeting on his planet and finalizing, not really finalizing, but one of the working meetings that, like, if everything's proceeding okay, that they are ready, right? Like more than ready, like Duke will be stepping down any day now. Like this is like the ending period, but then Gabriel looks toward you like Xantis, but if the entire cadre is here, then yeah, he also says to them, now that we are here, 5 years later, I'm glad we began our cooperation and that this rebellion is behind us. But also because of that, I will have a plea of sorts, and I will deeply appreciate if you would look into this. We are bound to receive periodic messages from our planets to confirm that the governors are still proceeding with our plan. And 2 of our planets are missed their due for message. They're like 3 weeks late. Due to this situation, we would appreciate if you, Inquisitor, checked out what's going on. And
Very
Xantis
well.
would know because you bought the intelligence network that your contacts and agents on those two planets, if you have, maybe you had like one or two because they were not super important, just just to get basic knowledge, you would know that this correlates when you got last message from them, and afterward they also went quiet.
Oh. It looks like we have a mission to accomplish.
And those planets are Orbiana, which is a feral world, and
It's a feral world, huh?
yeah, and
Sorry, guys, no advanced equipment. Leave your power armor at home.
not feudal, feral, not feudal world, feral world.
Oh, darn.
Feudal world is, for example, Pertinax or Sisk. Which, by the way, can you fucking remind me, how the fuck something like feudal world exists in the first place? Because the concept itself sounds so fucking dumb.
Yeah, worlds that just haven't gotten all of the technological advances of the Imperium yet for some reason.
They're new. Well, it's also the case like the bureaucracy moves just so pathetically slowly and inefficiently and just incorrectly sometimes that the whole world's like the things that they need just they're not sent and
because it
nobody
sounds
knows about it.
I mean, when I hear feudal, it sounds like, okay, so are these guys running with like plate mails and great swords? Not partial, but great swords, and like, what the fuck? Anyways.
Yeah.
The second world.
Well, I mean, there's also some cases where it's a matter of, the government or whoever's leading has the best stuff, like that one ice world. Like the nobles all have the advanced equipment. The king has, or in this case, queen has the absolute best. The Imperium-wide best. But the people who work the mines use a pick and a shovel, and they will probably never see anything technological unless they look up and squint really, really hard at the palace.
Yeah. Okay, so one world is Orbiana and the second one is Frax.
Thrax?
Frax is a frontier world. It's this one. Do you see the pink?
Yes.
Yeah. So those two. And that was the last thing I wanted to say on the session. Hopefully I will...
Alright, so mysterious silence coming from Orbiana.
Hopefully I won't procrastinate. Actually, I will have enough time to figure specifics because next week is Christmas and 2 weeks afterwards is New Year's.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to attend session on either of those, even if you were having sessions. So,
Nah. Family meeting and later going out to another city to friends and getting drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Sorry it was only finishing time skip, but yeah, I kinda got digging into other stuff because games in graphics card. So yeah, sadly no XP for this session either, because this is like finishing time skip stuff.
But Matt,
I gave you 5,000 XP for that stuff, so fuck off. Anyways, yeah, that was it from me.